What's up, friends? I want to talk about what to do when somebody pisses you off. After all, every day is not a perfect day. How do people who are positive handle crap when it goes wrong? We handle it just like everybody else. We get impacted by it. And we feel. We feel trauma. We feel pain. We feel anger. We feel injustice. We want to win, just like you. Sometimes we want to lash out. Sometimes we want to cry. Sometimes we want to quit. We also have what we feel like is the last straw. So the question is, what do we do? Good question. Like I said, we start out by feeling, we allow it, and it hits us, and we want to respond. Okay, listen, I often say I know where I'm from. So you want to respond. We get the natural emotions and we accept them for what they are. And sometimes we lose it. Let's just be frank about it. Sometimes we lose it verbally, hopefully not physically, but certainly verbally, and often more than not mentally. But that's not the problem. As a human, you're going to feel pain. You're going to feel anger and resentment and all of those emotions. That's just a part of our experience. The question is, what do you do with those emotions? I'm going to tell you from my perspective. A smart person will stop, drop, and roll. Okay, that's what happens when you get in the fire. Let me cut it out. Seriously, they'll stop, drop what's going on, get present to their emotions, and then roll it around and replay and see, okay, what happened? What could I have done differently? So the first thing they really do is take ownership. Ownership to their role in whatever transpired. Did I miss a red flag? Did I miss listening to my to my spirit telling me to turn right instead of going left? Did I do anything that I should have not done? Did I miss something? I'm going to take personal responsibility. That's the first thing somebody who's conscious will do. They will take personal responsibility for what happened and find out if they had anything at all to do with being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then they make peace with that, and then they try to sort through all the rest of the stuff, but they own that if I hadn't been here, this would have never happened. That's one of the things that you've got to start practicing, is taking ownership. We live in a world where it's always somebody else's fault, and they may have done it, but did your mind and heart tell you to do something different so that you would have never been there? Start there. The second thing that they do is they look to understand what actually happened, the facts. Because at the time, you're going to be feeling all sorts of emotions. And these emotions are going to create what we call a story. And the story is what's going to change the world and make things a lot worse than what they could be. And that, my friends, is what you want to stay out of, the story. Get back to what actually happened and sort it from the story about what you think transpired so that you can process clearly. If you try to think through the story, as the movies say, forget about it. You can't, because you're going to be in the emotion of it all, and then the things you believed the person meant about what they said, and the things you interpreted about what they said, and none of that is true. That's one of the most immature things that you can do, is believe your story. Now, it's human, so don't feel bad because you have stories. I sometimes have stories that I have to fight off too and go back and sort through. But this is why it's an internal game first. So you got to sort through the story you made up and the facts of what actually happened. If you can get down to the facts, it can allow you to see more clearly not only the personal responsibility you should have had, where it went wrong, and if you pay close attention, it might give you insight into what you can do about it right now. This is where you stay in control of your life and your journey, but you gotta put the story to the side. Once you've gotten the facts, you've gotten clear about the facts, if there's an opportunity for something to shift, it is on you, my friend, to take personal responsibility to make that shift. Does that mean an apology? If it does, make the apology, man. This whole ego joint, oh, they should apologize to me because they should have, I would have, and then that is called immaturity. That's low vibration living. It's time out for low vibration living. It's time to raise your game. And as a part of raising your game is admitting when you're wrong quickly and swiftly, being present, admitting you're wrong. Get there. Now, a part of admitting you're wrong is the first step. The second half of admitting you're wrong is to discover what was the impact for you, meaning the other person. And then listen, take it in. What was the impact? What was happening in their world that made that trigger for them? See, this is some mature stuff. But if you want clarity in your life, if you really want to raise your vibration, this is how you're going to have to do it when you have conflict. There's no way around it. So you listen and take it in, and you discuss what transpired is best from the place of me, my, I. Not you did, so therefore I. No, 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 no. I thought, and therefore I responded because that was in my space. And you clean it up if you can. So what do you do, Marquise, when you can't clean it up? Okay. As I told you before, one of my good friends, she said, love it, leave it, or change it. What you gonna do with that situation? You gonna embrace it? You gonna change it? Or you just gonna walk away? You see, if you let go of this idea that you always have to win, particularly when it comes to conflict in relationships, because they're always at different points in time, just like your life is at different points in time. It's not always someone else's fault. Then that allows you the opportunity to mature and to grow and to expand. Last but not least, one of the other things that you can do after you've departed is document. Go ahead and journal what transpired so that you can just get it out of you. And then I encourage you to do something that's going to ease your spirit. Go put on spa music, sound therapy, frequency sounds, and put it in headphones and just listen. Listen for 15 minutes, listen for 2 hours if you can. The reason I want you to do that is going to soothe your spirit and bring you right back down to planet Earth. It's going to calm your nerves and allow you to start to get present all over again. You want to know how we handle conflict? These are the disciplines that we cultivate to make it transpire. That's the only way there. Otherwise, you live at this plane. So start and determine within yourself that when conflict arises, you're going to always seek resolution. Maybe not with the person, but with the situation. You just got to be willing to let go of your pride and do the inner work to find out, did I have anything to do with it? Did I miss something? What was my responsibility in it? And then how am I going back to communicate with that person? Oh, man. I know this stuff is revolutionary, but life is long or short. I don't actually know. It's whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's right or wrong. I just know it doesn't last forever. So to spend your time shutting yourself off in anger, you can, but why? I'm also not saying deal with people who don't treat you well. You should walk away. That's the thing, you leave. But be sure you're leaving not because you don't like what they chose, but because it makes sense for you to leave. Because you've done the work inwardly. And that's going to help make your relationships better. This is your coach, Marquise Martin Hayes. Listen, I want you to do a couple of things. Share this with the people you love so that they can grow and expand their vibration as well. I also would love you to subscribe and hit the bell and like and comment below so we can interact around this. And last but not least, join my free VIP group where we talk about relationships and conflict and things like these so you can get the insights you need on that weekly call to transform your existence. Peace.